amazing. Hanging out with you through the weekend, making some love, nothing beats that. Holding you close, never letting go. Kick your shoes off, let's get it started. We'll dance tonight like there's no tomorrow. Hold on tight, it's gonna get crazy. Let's make some noise and live just a little. You're in my arms, right where I want you. One look in your eyes, that's when I see amazing. Like the way you do your hair in your little short skirts that you wear. You know how to tease me, really drives me crazy. No going back from it now. I'm lost in you, don't wanna be found. No doubt about it, your love is amazing. Kick your shoes off, let's get it started. We'll dance tonight like there's no tomorrow. Hold on tight, it's gonna get crazy. Let's make some noise and live just a little. You're in my arms, right where I want you. One look in your eyes, that's when I see amazing. See amazing. You're amazing. We'll have some fun in the night. So baby, hold on tight to me. Kick your shoes off, let's get it started. We'll dance tonight like there's no tomorrow. Hold on tight, it's gonna get crazy. Let's make some noise and live just a little. You're in my arms, right where I want you. One look in your eyes, that's when I see amazing. You're
The all-new Buzz Country. Hi there, it is Uncle Rich. Welcome to Friday. I have a very special lady on the phone with me right now, and I'm so excited to have her. As you may have very well seen over the past few days, I've been talking about Josey Milner, and she's got a song out right now. We're going to ask her about it, and we're going to talk to her a little bit about her efforts to help end bullying, which I think is an absolutely amazing thing for a young artist with some really good promise to her future. You've worked with some great people, from what I understand. You opened for Scotty McCreery, is that right?
I did, yes.
Now, when was that?
That was the beginning of June. It was in Columbia, Missouri, at a place called Whiskey Wild. And oh my gosh, it was so awesome.
Now, is he as nice as he seems in person? Or actually, I should say on American Idol, he seems so nice and so grounded and down to earth. Is that really Scotty?
Well,
Oh,
I really
no.
got to meet him and all. I don't know if it was just from it being a busy night, but he wasn't, he was, I talked to him, but it wasn't really much of a conversation. It was like, hi, how are you doing? Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Nice to meet you. Goodbye kind of thing. So, I don't know if he was just stressed up or what it was, but he wasn't what I see. But hey, like I said, I don't know if it was just a crazy night or what. So.
Maybe he just gets stressed out when he goes on stage. I know some people are like that, and then some people can just get up there and they can just play the guitar and sing. And I know Taylor Swift has said she actually gets really relaxed when she gets on stage. So I guess that's kind of a question for you. What happens when you get on stage? How relaxed do you feel? Do you feel relaxed, or is there anything prior to going on stage that you might do to help you out?
No, I'm definitely very relaxed when I go on stage. Most of the time, it's, hey, we're about to start this. I walk on stage and start singing. It's not really much of a change. It's just, I don't know, I'm just really comfortable on stage. And I grew up doing a whole bunch of lip syncs and things like that. And so I'm kind of used to being in front of people. So now that I'm with the band, it's not much different. I love performing. Out of everything to do in the music industry, such as recording, you're going out and playing, you're going to radio interviews, any of that.
Yeah.
Performing is definitely my favorite thing to do. So.
Yeah. Now, did I see somewhere, were you on a talent show way back when, maybe?
I've done local talent shows here. I haven't actually done any on TV, like The Voice or anything. I've had private auditions, but things just haven't worked out to how we were pitched. And so I'm kind of, but then again, not really.
Yeah. No, I thought I had read somewhere that maybe you had made an appearance or something. I don't know. I'll have to check that over again, and maybe I had my facts wrong. I'm sorry about that. But you're an amazing young artist.
Fine.
You're an amazing young artist. And I have a relative that lives in Kansas City. I've been cowboy area, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot of culture. I mean, a lot of farms and stuff. I was surprised. I think we were like 5 miles away from downtown Kansas City, and we were on a farm. Is it really like that? Yeah.
It's not completely like that. Kansas City itself is more of the city of Missouri.
Yeah.
But once you get more out in like the little towns that I'm in, then you really start seeing all the barns and the silos and the
I know
fields of corn or whatever people feel like growing. So
maybe
this is a lot different too.
Yeah, maybe I wasn't as close as I thought it was. I think it was out by Arrowhead Stadium. I think is where I was at. So yeah.
Especially when the mega royals here at the barbecue and then the rodeo they have every year. That's when things really look real country.
Yeah.
Besides that, it's pretty much kind of the city life in Kansas City.
Yeah. Now you actually live in a small town outside of Kansas City. Is that correct?
I do. I live in a town about 45.
Missouri, so you're actually east of Kansas City, I would take it then. Right. Now, again, you were talking about how you got started, how you were so young when you got started. How old were you when you got started?
I was actually about 14 when I got into the music industry. As far as singing itself, I've pretty much been singing growing up. I did rodeo for 8 years before I got into music, and on my rodeos, I would sing the national anthems. Or if we went trail riding with friends, I was always stuck at the front, and I was like everyone's radio on trail rides. And I've pretty much always been singing, but it wasn't until about 3 years ago now I had the chance to go sing at the National Steel Guitar Convention in St. Louis, and it was my first time really performing on stage in front of people, and it was such a crazy experience for me. It was so awesome.
Yeah.
And once I got done, I got off stage, I was having people coming up to me and talking about the talent I had, and they could see me going farther and the potential I had. And so, I talked to my parents. My parents told me getting a band together, and so I held auditions. I got my band together, and they started playing out in the studio, releasing singles, and things just went so crazy since.
Yeah. Well, you have an amazing voice. And I listened to the Not So Pretty song, or is that the name of it? Did I got it right? Yeah, I know I did.
Not pretty enough,
yeah. I'm just joking with you, but now what was the inspiration? Because I already shared that song several times on Facebook and Twitter today. I don't know if you're aware of that, but what was the inspiration behind that song?
Well, that song was actually a song my manager found, Michael. He was actually watching a horror movie, and that song was on there. He's like, wow, it was a really good one. So he sent it over to me, and I really liked it, especially the lyrics behind it and what it stood for. And I went to the studio, and I worked with some amazing people in the studio who worked with Elton John and Hall & Oates. And so, like I said, it was pretty intimidating. And so, but I got in there, and they treated me just like another artist, and they were so professional, and it was so fun, and the atmosphere is so awesome. We got the single done and my own version of it. We released it. And people pretty much got the hold of it just like I did, and they really loved the meaning behind it and what it stood for. And you know, I always say I'm so proud to be able to call that song one that I've done, and for everything it's done for me, it's pretty unbelievable.
Right, right. And now you got involved with a bullying, an anti-bullying organization. Tell us a little bit about that and maybe how people could help with that endeavor.
Yeah, definitely. Angel and Doves is a nationwide nonprofit charity that's focused on preventing bullying suicides, and they're headquartered in Indianapolis, Indiana, and they travel nationwide to speak to schools about bullying. And so that I became a partner with them. I'm trying to help further the bullying with my music, and you know, to be going around quite a bit now.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, they're utilizing musicians and artists to reach hurting students and anyone who needs to talk to anyone to kind of help them out with the situation they're dealing with. And so if you want to learn more about and the great organization they are, just go to angelsanddoves.com. And you can also donate, like you mentioned, you can donate, and in order to bring them to your school so they can talk about it, so they can try to help as much as they possibly can. And, you know, you can even just go donate just to help them with their travels as is. It doesn't have to be just to bring them to your school. And, you know, they're just such a great organization. Since they are a nonprofit, they're traveling on the kindness of their hearts. And, yeah, there is those funds there to kind of help them get there. But besides that, it's just literally kindness and wanting to make a difference. And so since I'm a part of them, I'm so proud of it. I'm so happy to be able to know that I'm
for a young lady getting started in the music industry, and I think it's great that you support that cause. I'm sure you're probably aware. I don't know if a lot of people are, but suicide is actually the #1 killer for teenagers, and a lot of times it's related directly to bullying, which is sad that somebody feels that they can't be accepted for who they are or what goes on in their life, or they get picked on. And the song, when I first heard your song last night, it really moved me. I mean, I was, you know, I mean, it's got kind of an up-tempo to it, but it's such a serious message. And so that's absolutely wonderful. And we're going to share that song with our listeners here in just a little bit. So Angels and Doves is the organization. And again, how did you find out about them? Through Michael or?
Yeah, it was kind of he told love what they were doing, and so it just kind of all fit together really good. And so, you know, since the partnership has came about, I'm always having people coming up to me and talk to me and tell me that they really appreciate what I'm doing and really love the song and what it stands for. And you know, I'm always having people telling me stories of when they were bullied in school, or their children, or even family or friends that they've witnessed. And it's so heartbreaking to hear stories about that. And because of bullying. And you know, to hear that, it's very heartbreaking to know that they don't feel safe at the school, at school when they should feel most safe. And so, you know, with me being with them and going to school and talk to it, I love it, and I love that we'll be a part of it. And to know that I'm actually making a difference, and people are listening and starting to pay attention. And when people tell me to respect me so much more, I inspire them. It's hard.
Well, not really a teenager so much, but when I was younger than that, once I got to high school, everything was kind of fine. I had a lot of friends, but we had moved a few times, and I've had these exceptionally large ears, and so people would call me names. So I've been through it, and I survived it. And I think the important message to give people is that, you know, the retribution for what they've done, and that's just really not the case. I mean, you can't help somebody stop bullying unless you have a voice and you use it. So you've actually had the opportunity to sit down and talk to some kids and actually talk to them about that. I'm sure that's got to be moving as well.
It definitely is, and to hear the stories about being picked on because of how they look or how they act, and honestly, it almost just irritates me. Know that I everyone's not treated how equal and how they should be.
Yeah.
And so, at school, if I ever see something, I'm always the one to stand up and say something about it. And there's actually some people at school who don't like me for it, because they feel like it's none of my business and I keep my mouth shut and stay out of it.
Oh, it is
But
your business.
yeah,
It is your
if you
business,
do
yes.
see it, often, because a lot of people who are don't tell people because they feel like it's their own fault and they don't want people to know about it. But they have to tell them, because if you don't tell anyone, then it's just going to continue. So at least tell a parent or a teacher or even another friend that you trust or someone, so you're not stuck in that situation by yourself. So
well, the lyrics to the song. I'm sorry. Are you there?
No, you're fine.
Oh, I thought I. Pretty enough. You address a lot of those types of self-esteem issues that kids have at that age, or how they feel about themselves if it has happened to them. It really hurt. It hurts kids can be incredibly cruel, and it's sad. And the only way that we're going to stop it or change it is if someone like you, who is in the music industry, or someone else steps in and they make those people realize that they have a voice and that they can speak up, and not to just sit around and not do anything about it and take it because it's just it's not the right thing to do. But I want to just kind of talk about the song because that's kind of what the girl's questioning throughout the song, is not being pretty enough, or she wants to kind of know why this is happening to her. Correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Wow, that's. anddoves.com. That's the website, and it's an anti-bullying campaign. And we're going to play the song here very shortly. Ready to do any shows here soon, or are you going back out on the road, or what's going on with Josey in terms of music? Because you just went back to school. You told me you just went back to school. So how do you juggle the two? Actually, probably would be a better question.
Sometimes I have to ask myself the same question on how I manage everything, and honestly, I don't even know. I just kind of go a minute by minute day, and if I have something I got to do, I go do it. And my school's really trying to work with me as my career, and just like last year, I actually had to miss about a week of school to go on a radio tour in Nashville. And before I left, my teachers were able to get all my work to me before I left, so I could. On my part, for me, I guess you could say. And I'm a straight-A student. I'm a National Honor Society as well. So my schooling and my education is really important to me. It always has been. And that's one thing I really wanted to stay true to myself whenever I got in the music industry, was my schooling. And so far, it's worked out really good. Now, my senior year, I'm hoping will too, because I'm able to take most of my classes. And so I started school last Tuesday, I think it was. And ever since then, I'm still having shows. And next weekend, I actually have a show, and pretty much from there on out, I have a show every weekend until I believe mid-October.
Oh wow!
It keeps me very busy, but I love it so much. Like, that's what keeps me on my toes and keeps me out of trouble, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it does keep you out of trouble. That's for sure. Now you just go to a regular high school. And what's the name of your town again? You go to a public high school with all of the area kids, I guess, right? So it's just a very normal thing for you. That's amazing. That's great.
Yeah, there's about 120, 130 kids in my grade. So it's really small.
Oh, that is a small. There were over 1,000. And no, not over 1,000. I take that back. A large high school in Cincinnati. So, it was a suburban school, but it was, it was huge. It's practically like a college campus now. So that's really small. Yeah, well, that's how they are out here, and it's actually one of the better performing schools in the state. I think it's in the top 5. So academically, it's a great school. I don't know how they pull it off with all those kids, but they really do. It's like 98% of the people who graduate go on to college. So. Kind of get to know everybody too, so especially with a class that small, So that.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the perks and kind of one of the downfalls of Augusta is, everyone
Yeah.
knows you and you know everyone else. So everyone knows
Yeah,
your business.
yeah,
This doesn't
yeah,
happen.
yeah.
But
Not to quote your favorite singer, because I already know who it is, but there's a song called "Famous in a Small Town."
yeah.
Miranda Lambert, I love her. Yep.
I actually heard that song earlier, so that's pretty funny. But yeah, that's kind of my theme song, I like to say.
Yeah. I love her new song. It's called "All Kinds of Kinds." I don't know if you've heard it, but it's an amazing record.
I have that album. That's my favorite song on her album. And I was so happy when I heard it on the radio. I was like, yay, I get one.
Yeah. We've been playing it now for a couple of weeks, so, and it's getting a really good response. So, I wanted to bring that up too, because a lot of times I'll ask artists who their inspiration was. Is there any music? And then she was on Nashville Star, if I remember correctly. And she was a runner-up. I don't think she didn't even win. She was a runner-up, if I remember correctly. And look where she's at now, So married to Blake Shelton and got a great career going on. So would you say she's your inspiration, or are there some other inspirations that you draw off of as well?
Well, musically, a lot of my inspiration, of course, Miranda is a big inspiration because she's just awesome herself. But I also really am inspired by artists like Patsy Cline and George Jones, and the people who really started country music and who are remembered for the roots of country music. And that's what I grew up listening to, was that style of country, the classic country. And so that's what I'm always trying to mix in with anything that I can. So a lot of my background comes from that style of music. But then I also get a lot of inspiration from my fans, and all the support I've had so far inspires me every day to continue what I'm doing. And it'd be really hard. A lot of stuff just kind of portrays in my music and helps me out through the day. So.
Yeah. Well, I think we may have somehow been knocked off the air for a moment there. We're back on now. I don't know what happened. I just noticed the uplink. So we'll get the rest. We'll make sure we get the. I apologize. I just noticed that. But we're back on. Nope, we're off again. What's going on? Are you there?
I am.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm still talking to Josey, and I apologize. We are having some uplink issues apparently with our satellite, but it appears to be working again. So you are going to go back on tour, or not? You don't really tour though, like a regular artist would. You do it to fit in with your schooling and everything. So that's pretty amazing that you're able to do that and keep it all together. So. Now, do you have a CD coming out, or I may have heard you got a new song. Is that correct? Coming out soon?
I do. I was in the studio a couple weeks ago working on and laying down the final vocals for my next single coming out. We were kind of hoping for it to already be out, but scheduling hasn't really worked out for us this time, and so it'll be coming out soon, though. It's a really fun one. It's definitely very different than Not Pretty Enough, but it's just as good. And so I'm very excited for that. And along with that, I am working on my EP. We're not going to do a full CD yet.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go ahead and do an EP, about 5 or 6 songs. And that's another thing we're working on. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, I tell you what, it has been great talking to you today. And we're going to share your song here in just a little bit. And we're also going to play back the interview in case some people did not get to hear it because of the link being down just for a few minutes. I don't know how. I may have not even been down that long, and I apologize for that. But we'll get that back up for everyone if they are listening right now. And it has been great talking to you today, and we hope to talk to you again soon, some more. And you have a great afternoon.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thank you, Josey.
Have a good day.
You too.
I'm chilling on a dirt road, laid back swerving like I'm George Jones. Smoke rolling out the window and ice cold beer sitting in the console. Memory lane up in the headlights, it's got
reminiscing on them good times. I'm turning off a real life driving, that's right, I'm hitting easy street on mud tires. Back in the day, Potts Farm was a place to go. Load the truck up, hit the dirt road, jump the barbed wire, spread the word, light the bonfire and call the girls. King and the can and the Marlboro man, Jack and Jim were a few good men where you learn how to kiss and cuss and fight too. Better watch out for the boys in blue and all this small town he said, she said. Ain't it funny how rumors spread like I know something y'all don't know? Man, that talk is getting old. You better mind your business, man, watch your mouth before I have to knock that loud mouth out. I'm tired of talking, man, y'all ain't listening. Them old dirt roads is what y'all miss. I'm chilling on a dirt road, laid back swerving like I'm George Jones. Smoke rolling out the window and ice cold beer sitting in the console. Memory laid up in the headlights, it's got me reminiscing on them good times. I'm turning off a real life driving, that's right, I'm hitting easy street on mud tires. I sit back and think about them good old days, the way we were raising our southern ways, and we like cornbread and biscuits, and if it's broke around here we fix it. I can take y'all where you need to go, down to my hood, back in them woods. We do it different round here, that's right, but we sure do it good, and we do it all night. So if you really want to know how it feels to get off the road, trucks and four wheels, jump on in, and man, tell your friends we'll raise some hell with a blacktop in. I'm chilling on a dirt road, laid back swerving like I'm George Jones. Smoke rolling out the window and ice cold beer sitting in the console. Memory laid up in the headlights, it's got me reminiscing on them good times. I'm turning off a real life driving, that's right, I'm hitting easy street on mud tires. That's right. On a dirt road, laid back swerving like I'm George Jones. Smoke rolling out the window and ice cold beer sitting in the console. Memory laid up in the headlights, it's got me reminiscing on them good times. I'm turning off a real life driving, that's right, I'm hitting easy street on mud tires. That's right.
No, sir, I ain't been drinking, I ain't even had one beer. This sweet thing's got me buzzing from whispering in my ear. Just take a peek up in here at this little hot mess. Mister, you'll understand, I'm doing my best and I know I'm all over the road. I can't help but go, little bit of left, little bit of right. It's hard to drive with her hand over here on my knee when she's all over me. I'm all out of control, all over the road. Don't wanna get no ticket, don't wanna cause no wreck. It's hard to concentrate with her pretty little lips on my neck. I say, girl, take it easy. She laughs, says it'll be fine. How am I supposed to keep it between the lines? Yeah, I know I'm all over the road. I can't help but go, little bit of left, little bit of right. It's hard to drive with her hand over here on my knee when she's all over me. I'm all out of control, all over the road. Something about these wheels rolling, radio playing gets her going. I'm
to get her home as fast as I can go. And I know I'm all over the road. I can't help but go. Little bit of left, little bit of right. It's hard to drive with her hand over here on my knee. Have a little mercy on me. Sir, I'm sorry, I know I'm all over the road. All over the road. All over the road.
It's the fresh new sound of today's Buzz Country, playing new country from the 2Ks and today.
Dare feed your dreams and starve your fears. If I could light the world, we could sit and watch it burn. We could fall asleep inside the glow. So tell me what I gotta do to win you over. You'll never have to wonder if you need another. You'll never have to wonder if I understand. And every time you reach for me, you'll find a hand out. Oh, if I could take you in, feeling you deep beneath my skin, then I could slip away with you as a poison in my veins. But I don't want to fall asleep alone, wake up knowing that I died without